Hey everybody, today we're going to go over some of the features of the PERIBOARD 428 mechanical keyboard. This is a really nice compact keyboard. It doesn't have your number pad on the right side, so it's more for just general use where you don't need that number pad. You want to save a little bit of desk space. It's got a lot of different lighting modes that I'm going to go through here just to give you an example of the different lighting modes. It also uses the brown mechanical keys, so you kind of get an idea of the sound these keys are going to give you. They're not quite as clicky as some of the other mechanical keys, and they're also not as loud. So I think it's a good mix if you're looking for something that still gives you that mechanical feel, but you don't want something that's just really, really loud. As you can see here, we are in kind of what they call the wave lighting pattern. There's a bunch of different lighting patterns that are preset. On each of these keys, the T, Y, U, I, O, and P key, there's a little icon. It doesn't quite match up to what the description of the lighting mode is, but that's how you select the different lighting modes. You just push the function key, and then you tap T, Y, U, I, O, or P to go to different modes. This one is the wave mode. Within each of the modes, there's actually 3 different options. So this is what's going to be on your T key for the wave mode. The first one, if I do the second one, you get a little bit different type of wave. It's a little bit slower. The pattern's a little bit different. You can do another one. This one's more of like a rotational one. You can see it kind of spinning around. And then within all these modes, or at least most of them, you can do a function and a backspace and actually change the colors. So if you don't want to have that multicolor rainbow, you can just pick a color and you can cycle through, red, yellow, green, blue, etc., until you get back to the original rainbow pattern. You can also, within each of these modes, at least most of them, you can speed up or slow down the rate. If you look on the Alt key and the Control key here, there's a little bar graph that's supposed to signify the speed increase and decrease. So if you just hold down Function and push Control, you can speed up that move, and then Function and Alt will slow it back down. For some of them, you can also actually reverse the way that the spinning or whatever the motion is traveling. So on this one, if I want it to go counterclockwise or clockwise, I'm thinking this one doesn't do that. I'll show you on a different one, but on some of them you can actually reverse the motion with the function and then the left and right keys. And then also on all the modes, function and the up and down arrows are going to be controlling your dimming. So you can go all the way from off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 levels of brightness there. So these are the wave modes. I'll step through each of the modes. There's on the Y key here, you've got a different mode. They call that one the breathe or breath mode. I'm not sure why, but basically it's just kind of this slow undulating. And again, you can switch between different ones. There's 3 different modes on each one. Then depending on the mode, that function backspace lets you just cycle through the different colors. The function U is going to bring up this other one. This is the rainbow mode. Kind of just self-explanatory there with all the different rainbow colors. Again, different varieties of that. This one's interesting because you're just getting kind of random keys. Again, function backspace, change the colors, and function control and alt is going to control that speed again on each mode. And then if we do the function I, this one's one of my favorites. This one's actually the ripple mode. So the very first one, you'll see when you hit a key, you're just going to get that ripple effect out from whatever key you push. And again, it's the same way. Function backspace, you can change the colors. If you want it to be rainbow, you get a rainbow ripple from each key. There's the 3 different modes. The second ripple mode, it actually just kind of lets the keys fade after you hit them, so they kind of linger for a second. And then the third mode is going to give you a horizontal ripple off of each key that you press. And then if we go to the function O, this is what they call the flame mode. This very first one, it actually doesn't matter what keys you're pressing. It's just going to kind of do this in the background the whole time. And again, pick whatever color you want or have rainbow. Same thing, speed it up, slow it down. There's another one within that same category. And then the final mode that they've got, they call it ocean mode. Not really sure why. You can see how fast it's going here because I have the speed up so high. You can slow that down, change the colors. Same as all of them. This is the secondary ocean mode. The third ocean mode, just kind of a random pattern there. And then you've also got, in addition to all these kind of multi-modes that you can choose from, you've got these preset modes. If you do the Q, W, E, and R keys, you can actually customize these modes and have whatever keys you want light up whatever color you want, and they just stay that way. So for instance, I've set up here on the Q mode, these are the keys that I want to be lit. And if you want to program any of these four programmable modes, you can do a function tab. You're gonna see it lights up the keys that you can choose from, which bank you want to store it in. And you just do function, and let's say I want to store it in W. So now I'm in the programming mode. I can hit any of the keys and the key will stay lit. And I'm actually programming which keys I want to light up in this way. If I want to change the color of a key, I can just keep tapping it until it gets to the color that I want. And it's going to save this exact configuration into the memory bank of the keyboard so I can bring it back whenever I want. So if for some reason I wanted, this color combination, I want the space bar to be red, shift key, let's make that green, the enter key, how about blue? You can program that. I'm going to go on function tab again, and now it's saved into that W memory bank. So if I can do function Q, there's that original setup. And if I want my one that I just made again, function W, there's those keys that I just set up. So this is a cool way to set up the keys to light however you want. If you're just looking for a very general purpose lighting, and you don't care about all these crazy colors and things, you could always just turn all the keys on in a specific color, and then you can use the dimming function to dim them however you want, if you just want a basic keyboard that's backlit. The keyboard also has the N key rollover, so you can basically just push all the keys at once. You're going to actually see all those register. If you're playing a game or you're really fast type it, you're going to see that the keyboard can keep up with however fast you can type. It's going to register every key you press. The keys are not divided into any sort of banks. It actually can register all the keys at once when you press them. As you see, I've changed the mode. Another thing that it mentions in the instructions, or it mentions in the product page, is that there's a way to disable the Windows key for gaming. That's a very popular feature, to disable the Windows key. It actually says on the product page that a function print screen will disable that key. I haven't found the print screen on this keyboard yet. Maybe it'll pop out at me at some point. The instructions actually don't mention it at all. So whether or not you can disable the Windows key is kind of up in the air. Hopefully you can, but I don't see an easy way to do it. And it's not mentioned in the instructions, at least not right off the bat. So that kind of gives you a pretty good overview. All the keys are marked with these okay icons. They're not really that intuitive, but they give you an idea. Like you've got the slow down, speed up on the Alt and Control key. You've got some other things over here that kind of indicate, you're going to change the direction of travel, or like make the keys brighter or dimmer. Backspace has this weird thing on it. I guess that's supposed to indicate that you're changing color. But essentially, holding down function and pressing those keys is going to get you the different modes. And then, like I mentioned, your Q, W, E, and R are going to get you the preset modes that you want. But all in all, I think this is a pretty nice keyboard. It's nice and compact. It gives you the mechanical keyboard feel that you want, and also has some really cool backlighting options. So check it out.